Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Blockbuster trade proposal sends Kevin Durant back to Warriors, Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody to Suns. One NBA writer proposed that the Golden State Warriors acquire Kevin Durant from the Phoenix Suns this offseason. Grant Hughes of Bleacher Report proposed the following trade idea between the Warriors and Suns. The Golden State Warriors acquire Kevin Durant from the Phoenix Suns for Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and a 2025 first-round pick. Durant averaged 27.1 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 5.0 assists for the Suns this season while shooting 52.3% from the field, 41.3% from beyond the arc, and 85.6% from the free throw line. He was 7th in the NBA in points and 5th in points per game. The Suns were swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round of the 2024 playoffs after going 49-33 during the regular season. They fired Frank Vogel after one season and hired Mike Budenholzer. Despite having Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, the Warriors didn't make the playoffs this year. Durant played for Golden State from 2016-17 to 2018-19. KD won 2 championships and 2 Finals MVPs before leaving for the Brooklyn Nets in 2019. Durant will make $49.9 million next season and $53.3 million in 2025-26. Since leaving the Warriors, Durant has won just 2 playoff series. He's been swept twice in the first round of the postseason. The Suns will push for an additional 2027 first-round pick, the only other one the Warriors can include, assuming this deal goes down on draft night, Hughes wrote. Meanwhile, the Dubs will try to swap in someone like Brandon Podziemski for Kuminga, whom the organization has labeled untouchable. In addition to those negotiating sticking points, Golden State is still taking on about $3 million more in salary than is allowed, and that's assuming it doesn't include Kevin Looney's non-guaranteed $8 million salary for 2024-25. Put all those hang-ups aside and consider, though, that the Warriors are one of very few teams more tied to an immediate win-now timeline than the Suns. Curry has 2 more years on his deal, and it seems clear the organization is committed to surrounding him with a competitive team. Durant will turn 36 before next season starts and comes with health risks, but he's probably the more valuable short-term contributor than Kuminga, Wiggins, or Moody. Would Phoenix admit its mistake in trading for KD so soon? Probably not. But that doesn't change reality. The Suns are extremely expensive, inflexible, and in for a long stretch of ugly seasons if and when their 3 max players decline or break up. A Durant trade is the only way to soften the landing over the latter half of this decade. It'd replenish the team's stock of young players, picks, and depth. One of the greatest scorers in NBA history, Durant averaged 25.8 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 5.4 assists in 208 games with the Warriors. Phoenix gets to go into 2024-25 with 2 max-level stars, Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, and 3 new combo forwards in its rotation, Hughes wrote. The roster suddenly makes much more sense, and Kuminga's upside provides some down-the-road optimism. Meanwhile, the Warriors lean all the way into the last-ride narrative by bringing KD back to function as a savior rather than the bandwagon-hopping free agent acquisition he was in 2016. NBA rumors, Warriors among 3 teams with early free agent interest in Buck sharpshooter. The Golden State Warriors had a disappointing 2023-24 NBA season. They barely squeaked into the postseason picture by making the play-in, only to lose to the Sacramento Kings and miss the playoffs for only the 3rd team in the past 12 seasons. While the team will have to make a decision on Klay Thompson in the offseason, the Warriors have reportedly identified Malik Beasley as a free agency target as per Kelly Iko of The Athletic. The Warriors had a sharpshooting wing during the 2022-23 season in Dante DiVincenzo. He left as a free agent assigned with the New York Knicks, and the Warriors were unable to replace his production. DiVincenzo just had a career season with the Knicks. It would make sense that the Warriors would have free agency interest in Malik Beasley. But Echo reports that the Warriors are not alone in registering early interest in Beasley. The Houston Rockets and the Orlando Magic also have a level of interest in pursuing Beasley on the free agent market. Beasley is coming off a strong season with the Bucks, but it's not clear at this time what the Bucks' level on interest in possibly re-signing him would be. The Warriors' biggest free agent decision, though, is going to be what to do with Klay Thompson. The two sides have been unable to come to an agreement on a contract extension, and the veteran guard is heading towards unrestricted free agency. While the Warriors, Rockets, and Magic have been identified as teams with early interest in Malik Beasley, it's possible other teams join the pursuit once the free agency period gets underway. Beasley is coming off a solid season with the Bucks. The number 19 overall pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, Beasley has developed into one of the league's top role players. Beasley heading towards potential payday this offseason seems to be exactly what he had in mind when he signed a one-year deal with the Bucks last offseason. He was coming off an inconsistent second half of the 2022-23 season with the Los Angeles Lakers that saw him ultimately removed from the Lakers' starting lineup. This past season with the Bucks, Beasley started in 77 games of the 79 he played in at a little over 29 minutes per game. He averaged 11.3 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, and 1.4 assists with splits of 44.3% shooting from the field, 41.3% shooting from the three-point line, and 71.4% shooting from the free throw line. In the playoffs, Beasley started 2 of the Bucks' 6 games during their first-round loss to the Indiana Pacers. He averaged 8.8 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, and 0.7 assists with splits of 51.2% shooting from the field and 44% shooting from the three-point line. Beasley has become a consistent double-digit scoring threat in the NBA as well as one of the top three-point shooters. He holds a career average of 10.9 points per game. He's a career 38.5% shooting from the three-point line, and he participated in the three-point contest at All-Star Weekend. He would be a solid addition to the Warriors roster. Los Angeles Lakers linked to Golden State Warriors 12-time All-Star in potential blockbuster trade. The Los Angeles Lakers will be looking to make a splash this summer after yet another disappointing 2023-24 campaign. Apparently, this could come in the form of a blockbuster trade deal with the Golden State Warriors, one that is centered around 12-time All-Star Chris Paul. NBA insider Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report dropped a bombshell on Tuesday about the Lakers potentially making a move on Paul this summer, hat tip Legion Hoops on X, formerly Twitter. While the details of this potential swap remain unclear, it is worth noting that Paul is still under contract with the Warriors through 2025. He is entering the final season of his current deal, wherein the 39-year-old is set to pocket $30 million. CP3 will not be a free agent this summer, which means that the only way the Lakers will be able to acquire him is if they agree on some sort of trade deal with the Warriors. That is, unless Paul gets his contract bought out by Golden State. There's no denying that Chris Paul is no longer the superstar he once was, and that at this point, he is already at the twilight of his career. However, as we've seen from him this past season with the Dubs, the 11-time All-NBA guard still has a lot of gas left in the tank. He won't be the savior for LeBron and the Lakers, but he could be the elite playmaker this team has been in dire need of. The fact that CP3 is close friends with James will likely play a factor in this potential swoop as well. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Chris Paul? Leave your opinion in the comments.